In this video, we're going to go through exactly how to secure your Bitcoin purchase for 2025 and beyond. So if you just bought some Bitcoin and you're wondering, where do I go from here? What do I do with it? How do I keep it safe? This video is going to be perfect for you. Hey friends, it's your host. And today, I have an exciting video for you. We are going to talk about what you should do after purchasing Bitcoin. Now, this video is really important because there's so many different options out there and things that you can do with your Bitcoin. And sometimes it gets a little confusing or overwhelming. There's a lot of different exchanges, wallets, places to buy, places to sell, and it could get a little confusing if you don't know what you're doing. The goal of this video is to show you exactly what I would do if I were buying Bitcoin today. If I were given $100 and told, go buy some Bitcoin, this is the step-by-step process that I would do to secure my purchase. Now, real quick before we dive into this video, I want to say this is not financial advice. This is just something that I would personally do with my own money. And I am not a financial advisor. The first thing that you need to understand when you are storing and securing your Bitcoin is there are two different types of wallets. Hot wallets and cold wallets. Hot wallets are online, wallets that are connected to the internet, and cold wallets are offline, wallets that are disconnected from the internet. Now, hot wallets are good for short-term storage of crypto. They good if you rebuying cryptocurrency and you planning on selling it within a few days or within a few weeks. However, you never ever want to store your cryptocurrency long-term in a hot wallet. Long-term storage of cryptocurrency should always be done in a cold wallet. So the very first thing we do is we are gonna take our $100 and we gonna use it to buy some Bitcoin. So we can either buy it on a peer-to-peer exchange such as local Bitcoins, or we can buy it on a centralized exchange such as Coinbase, Gemini, Crypto. Whichever exchange you want to use. For this video, I'm just going to assume you bought your Bitcoin on a centralized exchange like Coin. Now, once you have purchased your Bitcoin on Coinbase or whatever exchange you use, the first thing that you want to do is transfer that Bitcoin off of the exchange and into your own personal wallet. So if you kept your Bitcoin on the exchange, that means that they actually have custody over your Bitcoin. That means that they actually have control over your Bitcoin. So, for example, if the exchange got hacked, or if the exchange decided to run away with all the customers' money, then you would lose your Bitcoin. You would no longer have access to it. You would lose all of it. So the first step is transferring it off of the exchange and putting it into your own wallet. In order to do this, you need to get your Bitcoin address from your wallet and you need to copy and paste it. So, for example, here is my Bitcoin address on my Cash App card right here. Now, obviously, I am not gonna share this Bitcoin address with anybody else, because that means that anybody else could send their Bitcoin to my address and I would receive their Bitcoin. But I would unwant them to send me any Bitcoin because it's irreversible. Once Bitcoin is sent, it cannot be undone. It cannot be reversed. It will go to the address that you type in. So you need to make sure you type in the correct address, and you need to make sure that you do not share that address with anyone else. Once you have copied your Bitcoin address from your wallet, you need to go back to your exchange account. Find the Bitcoin that you have deposited and then send it to your wallet. So once you have transferred your Bitcoin from your exchange account to your wallet account, now you have full custody over your Bitcoin. That means if anything happens to your wallet provider, you are still have access to your Bitcoin because it's not held by a third-party exchange anymore. Now, we've covered what I believe is the most important step of securing your Bitcoin, which is getting it off of the exchange and into your wallet. From here on out, we cover other steps that will help improve your security and also help you manage your Bitcoin better. The next thing you need to do is enable two-factor authentication on your wallet. Two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security to your wallet. So let's say somebody somehow figured out your password to your wallet and they wanted to log into the account and transfer all of your Bitcoin out of it and into their own personal wallet. Well, if you have two-factor authentication enabled, they're not going to be able to do that. Even if they figure out your password, they're still going to need a second form of authentication. So maybe that S a text message code that you get, or maybe that S an authenticator app code that you get from Google, Authenticator or an Authy, or a biometric login such as your fingerprint. The point of 2FA is to add an extra layer of security and to make it much more difficult for hackers or thieves to steal your Bitcoin. Next, you want to set up a strong password. Obviously, you need to remember your password. But you want it to be strong enough so that a hacker or thief is not be able to guess it. Make it a combination of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. Next, I recommend that you download the official Bitcoin app on your phone. So whether you're using an iPhone or Android, download the official Bitcoin app. If you're using Cash, this is completely optional because Cash already has the Bitcoin wallet built in. But if you're using something like Binance or Crypto.com, then you probably have a separate Bitcoin wallet. Download the app. Download the Bitcoin wallet app and then scan the QR code that's on your wallet. By doing this, you will sync up your desktop wallet and your mobile wallet. That way you can access both of them from anywhere. And if you ever lose your phone, you can still access your wallet on the desktop. Or if you lose your computer, you can access your wallet on your mobile device. Next, you want to make sure that you have backups of your wallet. So if you're using Cash, then you automatically have backups because Cash automatically backs up your wallet to the cloud every 30 minutes. However, if you're using something like Binance or Crypto.com or Blockchain.com, then you need to make sure that you export your wallet. Export your wallet as a backup. That way, if anything happens to your computer, if it gets stolen, if it breaks, if it crashes, you're going to have a backup of your wallet that you can use to recover your funds. Next, this is completely optional, but I recommend that you buy some Bitcoin insurance. So companies like Ledger and Fireblocks offer Bitcoin insurance. All you have to do is go to their website, answer a few questions about your wallet and how much Bitcoin you have in it, and they'll give you a price. Then you pay that price, and they will insure your wallet. That way, if it gets stolen, if somebody breaks into your house and takes your Ledger Nano S or your hardware wallet, then you will be reimbursed for those funds. However, I do want to say this is completely optional. It's not something that everybody has to do. It's just something that I personally do just to have that extra layer of security. Finally, the last step is educating yourself on Bitcoin. Educate yourself on how it works. Educate yourself on how to use your wallet. And educate yourself on everything else related to Bitcoin. The more that you know, the safer you're going to be. So that is how you can secure your Bitcoin purchase for 2025 and beyond. Remember, put it in your wallet, enable two-factor authentication, set up a strong password, download the Bitcoin wallet on your mobile phone, and then back up your wallet. Those are the main steps that I would take to secure my Bitcoin purchase. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you hit that like button. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. I try to answer all the comments and questions that I can. And finally, if you're new to this channel, subscribe. I post videos every single week about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, personal finance, and investing. So if that's something that you're into, consider subscribing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a profitable day.